But I always like to start out by asking, what, if you had a choice of superpower, what would it be?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would like to be invisible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, sometimes I kind of forget that people can see me sometimes.
Really?
Because I was born an observer, and my mom would always tell me, like, I remember, like, being 3, and she was like, wow, you're so observant. And I was like, yeah, I guess, sure, whatever. But I would just, like, sit there and, like, watch people. Like, I was never one to be in the middle of a crowd and, like, you know, be the life of a party, have a good time. I would notice, like, different things about people and the way they acted and the way they did things and all that kind of stuff. And I just, like, kind of forgot that I was also present. I kind of felt like a fly on the wall. But I felt most comfortable that way.
Yeah. So you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the way that I'm very introverted. And so it's the way that I kind of connect with myself and just feel most at peace.
Yeah.
Like when I'm watching people, which is why I love wearing sunglasses, because people can't really tell that I'm looking at them. And it's like, I'm not like judging. I mean, I might be, but like, you know, I'm just like figuring out like what's going on. And it's helped me read people really well. And just like notice different things. I remember when I was a teenager and I like did swim meets because I was competitive up until I was like 15.
Yeah. And
all of my friends during the summer would get into relationships with each other, and I would just watch them and be like, this is weird, and I'm never gonna do that. So like my observance helped me avoid a lot of ridiculous and horrible things in my life. And it has, honestly, I think it's made me a little bit more mature than I could be right now, because I'm still really young.
What do you think makes females good at leadership?
Probably our empathy, first and foremost. There are so many things that men are lacking. It's so annoying.
Yeah, right?
It's like,
like, why are they
ridiculous? I'm just like, why are y'all so dumb? Why don't you just listen to each other?
Yeah.
I think our ability to look at a situation from multiple vantage points and be able to listen to each other's experiences and perspectives and ideas and take everything at its value before stepping into a decision is just what makes female leadership so impactful and so powerful. And I think that when men and women work together, if it's done in the correct way and that the man actually gives room for the woman to be herself and excel at her gifts, then it can be incredible. And we can complement each other in a wonderful way. But I think that when guys work with each other exclusively, or they do it in such a way where they're still very much holding most of the power or being very domineering, it just doesn't leave much room for everyone's ideas to be brought forth and for the best to be put on the table. And I think it's something that's very systematically ingrained, very annoying. I mean, I'm not going to say that, like, women do anything wrong. Because, like, I mean, we do, low-key, I think we just do so much better than the guys. But, I mean, we have a lot of things to learn. But I feel like we've learned that by listening to people and not by talking over them. And just by being, I think, this is a very traditionally, like feminine, like, trope about, like, you know, being emotional and stuff like that. And we're all very emotional, just, like, in general as humans. But the way that we process it and express it is different because of our male dominant society. Yeah. But I think that the way that we express our emotions and like contain, express, share, all that kind of stuff just makes it so much easier for people to get on the same page and put out the best product that they can.
Yeah. That's so do you feel like women often hold back, like, especially with emotions, or do you think if you were, like, in a strong, powerful position that you would hold back, like, purposefully?
Well, I think the term strong and powerful has a very specific image attached to it, and therefore doesn't give us a lot of room to be ourselves, because again, like, there are infinite ways to express one thing. There are infinite ways to express strength and power. And because of the way that people see it and the way they associate it, it's kind of hard to stray from that because they think you're doing something else entirely.
Yeah.
So I will definitely see myself holding back and doing things in a way that I wouldn't consider very natural because of the way that other people would perceive it. But at the same time, I also don't care. So I'm just like, this is the way that I'm doing things. This is the way that God has given me to like express myself, and I'm not going to contradict that because somebody else doesn't understand. Like, I will do my best to make them understand to an extent, but it's also not my job to make sure that they agree with me or that they like me, because I'm here for a purpose and I'm going to fulfill it no matter what happens. So yes, I do find myself holding back a lot, but at the same time, I just try really hard not to, and it ends up working. So.
Yeah. And maybe just finding that balance of like, I mean, like when you're in a position of leadership, you're always going to have to act a little bit differently no matter what, right? Because like you're being held accountable to your actions, and like you would think the president would be like super mature, like wouldn't like. Sorry, I'm not trying to get. I try really hard to get political, but I can't. Why do you think that there are not more women in politics?
Woohoo! My God. I mean, if you look at the foundation of things and who made the structure of politics in America, we were not there at all. We were like 100% not present. But I mean, like, women were not present when the foundation of our politics were created, but when women started to become present, men actively tried, and other women too. I mean, not all of us are for each other, People actively tried to make sure that we would be kept out by making the most ridiculous rules. Like, I heard recently that I think the Texas legislature made like a law or some sort of bill saying that like teachers or like female teachers, I may be like getting this totally wrong, but it's somewhere around there, like women couldn't have their shoulders exposed in something. And I'm just sitting here like, you spent like 2 weeks on this. And like we could do like so many other important things. So I feel like at this point, people are so selfish and they are so in touch with their own agendas that will only serve them to open the door and to just step aside honestly and just be like, here, like, you can do this. The discouragement and a lot of the shady and straight up illegal things that go on behind closed doors,
especially in the workplace,
just make it completely impossible for us to do what we're going to do, because we have like the correct intentions, we have the right heart, but not everyone else doesn't. Like, hardly anyone does. And so I think it's like other people's evil intentions that make it really hard for us to succeed, because we can sure as heck excel. But because of elitism and because of the gates that people hold all the power in, and like they hoard it and all that kind of stuff.
And the acceptance of our social structure, really.
It's like we don't have any control over that at the end of the day, and it's the worst.
So to talk about something completely opposite, what makes you feel beautiful?
Oh, wow. My face.
Your face? I love it.
I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, because like everybody defines beauty differently.
I think taking care of myself makes me feel the most beautiful. I love, and I mean that in like every single aspect.
To you, what is body positivity?
Body positivity. It is knowing that you are beautiful regardless of what you look like in the past, in the present, or however you may look in the future. It's looking at your body and being able to say, you know what,